Okay, the time is 6:31. We'll call this work session of the mayor and council for March 26, 2018 to order. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Barbie.
Okay, we'll go through the regular meeting agenda.
Oh no. How can I not have a pen?
Got the invocation with Dr. Cantrell.
Yes, and I've confirmed he'll be here.
And Ernie, is it Shivers?
Shivers. Yes, he's 94 years old.
Oh.
World War II vet from
I think I've met him before.
Guadalcanal and Guam is where he served. So,
My uncle was in Guadalcanal.
yeah.
We've got the minutes, committee reports.
You pray that your invitation person will be here.
He will be. I've confirmed it.
The public hearing, we just
He's
have
mine. He's
the
mine.
conditional use permit. Anybody have any questions or issues? Please send anything.
No, basically, it's that, you guys have seen it's that old car wash that's been disrepaired for quite some time. They're gonna enhance the landscaping, do some of the corridor overlay improvements, and reopen it as like, automotive service with a couple of emission days on it. So I feel like it's an appropriate use for the area.
And you recommended denial on 2 of their variances?
Yeah, just a couple where they didn't wanna put in a light pole or a sidewalk bench.
Okay.
It's not that much more fixed.
Okay, and we've got 2 items on the consent agenda, as long as no one has any objection.
Can I? Oh, no, wait. First, I thought that was a 2-year-old Harley Davidson. It's a 12-year-old, isn't it?
You want to keep it?
Yeah, I want to know how I could get that.
You got a chance to buy it. You can bid on it.
I'll go on eBay.
Well, I paid big money for that.
I would too.
Yeah, I read it first as a 2016.
Diane, remember Diane took a picture?
But the seatbelt policy is just an internal need where it makes us eligible for local government grants in the safety area. So that's something that we needed to put in writing.
And that's for all employees with
It
their
is.
on company time.
Correct.
Does that apply to motorcycles too?
Plus,
Mr. Smarty Pants.
Only the ones with training wheels, right?
And then we have the resolution in support of Gwinnett County's transit plan for the planning efforts. And the workers' compensation for reserve police officers.
we have always paid the workers' comp rate for reserve officers. It's just never been put in writing before. So we need to do that to make sure we're administratively correct.
So that's all I have. Anybody have any questions?
I read the resolution on that one for its, I think it was through the GMA, is how you guys were doing it, is that correct?
Yes.
And for that, because I didn't see any policy info or anything on that, it's just the resolution was the only thing I got. So that's basically just re-upping what you've been doing in the past, like whatever the policy was before, basically?
For, right, for the workers' comp?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It's
No
actually,
change.
it's just putting in writing what they've
Yeah.
already been doing.
Yep, no change there.
Okay? Anything else? All right, then we'll move on to any correspondence?
No, ma'am.
Anything you're aware of?
We got a phone call.
Yeah, we got a good phone call.
Nothing for the public session, I do have some executive session there.
Verbal. I don't know what you'd call it.
Miscellaneous rambling.
Now I know what you're talking about. Okay, so we'll move on to the ongoing project list.
We do have a need for an executive session. We have several good updates regarding the town center. And I can't wait for a time where we don't need an executive session, where everything is out and we're moving, and I apologize to the public for not being. It's just where we are and in trying to make progress here. And speaking of progress, the Market Library progress, we made a little progress today. Had a meeting with Gwinnett Water Resources, where we kind of laid out what we were looking at the development area in the downtown, and started the discussion for their planning for our needs, both sanitary, sewer, and water. I kind of, looking at their maps, I thought water was fine, but they might need a little more capacity. And one thing that's important to remember there is we have a commitment from the county to assist us in this area. Because one of the things that Tyler just mentioned sort of at the end is we have a lot of different agreements with people that when we make these types of improvements, and we want to make sure that the Board of Commissioners is
Well aware of what they've committed to.
that's right, exactly. And Roger and 3 other members participated in the review committee for the architectural engineer design and construction services fees for the library market building. Interviews were held, and we made a consensus pick, and we are negotiating on the fee structure. Successfully, I think. I sent out an email just talking to Roger, to the other members of the committee for their input, and right now we're looking at the next meeting date, April 9th, to bring it back to the mayor and council for approval. And we'll also work with the county, hopefully push it towards the commissioners also. Marketing Snellville. The one item there, I know there is a business dinner being planned, correct? Okay. I thought that's sort of a separate category. I think your intent is to make that a separate category from what I call the civic dinner?
Yes,
More
this is a separate
citizen-based?
deal altogether.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, right. So that's why I put civic dinner discussion needed. You know, I'll shoot out some information. Anybody can come, we'll sit down with Brian and we'll work out the details on the civic dinner
Right.
plans.
And I
Okay.
think we need to market it as a Snellville Civic Dinner as opposed to the ARC.
Yes, yes.
It's totally different.
Yeah,
It's just a really good format.
good deal. The town hall meetings, we do have a new GDOT project manager, but I found out from Eric that he might be temporary. Kevin Crawford.
He's on vacation this week, so.
Yeah. So I've gone to the district engineer, and he is checking on the best, Shannon's checking on the best person to attend. So we're going to try to get somebody from the district office and then Atlanta. The UDO, we're trying to coordinate that with the comp plan. The comp plan, I think we have the contract back now, Jason.
We have to send it off for their signature, but it's all done pretty much. It's all
And we
done.
have a kickoff schedule planning meeting this Thursday with Jacobs. And I did not realize, but Jacobs has merged with CH2M. It's one of the biggest engineering planning companies in the world now.
CH2M.
I think they said they're bringing 5 people to the kickoff meeting. That's a good sign. Roundabout construction, we do have a little executive session update, but the North Bars bids will be in April, and there's no reason to think that anything on our part will delay that. The DLT project, you have a handout with some good information on the work that's going on, and Brian and Eric have done a good job in making sure that this is available on the website. It's like I say there's plenty of information for people to go to. I appreciate, Barbara, you pushing people, reminding people all the time.
Well, and I don't know if y'all have looked through the Spirit magazine.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize y'all were putting in this till I saw the printed issue, but it had the detour routes in there, so I thought that was a stroke of genius, whoever came up with that one.
Have you had any comments? Have you had any negative comments? Anything at all from folks?
No, not really.
So far, so good. I think we have a good contractor. And I think DOT understands what our concerns are, but we'll have to
I
stay on
mean,
it.
yeah, I mean, I really think the best that we all can do is just keep pushing out whatever information we know, so that the public knows what we know, and they can plan. Bless you.
Maybe just one quick comment to that came up today. I was contacted by Robert. I had one of our residents come by and say he wanted to get 5 or 6 or 7 dump truck loads of dirt to put in his front yard. Jason and I are gonna go by and do that, but he can't change his drainage in his front yard without that. So if we have to tell him no, that might be something that comes back, or if you hear about people. We're not gonna require a permit. Jason and I have talked a little bit about it, but we just asked Robert to let us know if they get a pickup load or something, that's not a big deal. But if they're getting 5 or 6 dump truck loads full of dirt and hauling it to their yard.
Well, we're also working with the county on that, that connection road between Presidential and Tree Lane, for when the senior development comes out there. So we need all the dirt we can get
Okay,
out
well,
there.
I'm sure Robert wants to get rid of more. So.
Okay, all right, because I'm in touch with Louis Cooksey about that, so just remember that.
Yeah.
So who has the dirt for the
The
intersection?
contractor does.
Okay, and he wants to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Got it.
They've got a good bit of cut they're trying to get rid of.
Business retention and attraction, really nothing to report there. The 2017 SPLOST program, there is a meeting next week. The engineers will be back out at Ridgedale and North. The Town Center Trail Engineering, we got a proposal late this afternoon from Clark Patterson. It's going to take a little negotiating there. I'm not sure their scope of work is as large as their number that they said. we need to work on that. Higher education outreach, no progress since the last meeting. We're still hopeful for a positive conversation soon. US 78 sidewalk is basically complete. I had 2 little punch list items. I'm going to walk out there, walk down the road on Wednesday with the contractor. That should finish everything up, and they'll submit their final pay request.
On that sidewalk, I was noticing it as I was driving down the road. Greg was driving, I was looking at the sidewalk.
Oh.
There's, they painted like crosswalks across people's driveways. Some of those crosswalks don't line up with the sidewalk.
That's a couple things. That's one of the
Is that
things
on
that
the
I'm
punch
talking
list?
to them about.
Okay.
And
I just thought it was weird. It's like the sidewalk line was there and the crosswalk was painted here. Yeah.
It's a
It's
labyrinth.
Yeah.
and
I'm not getting this part, but okay.
there are a couple of issues there.
Okay.
Not big things. The construction part of it was very good.
Oh, did we put in a little plaque at the end of it? Like, did we put in a little plaque in the sidewalk, that the sidewalk ends here? To see
Not
that?
yet, not yet.
We can
as
at
I
least
said,
write our name,
comp
write our
plan,
name in concrete. No. We could just write our name in concrete,
Yeah.
like we used to when we were kids.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, yeah.
The end.
The year.
Senior center utilization, meeting of all parties tomorrow afternoon. And so we'll keep that discussion going.
Are we here?
Yes.
Okay.
Ordinance development, as always, will be ongoing. The SDS negotiations, it's going to be a while, I think, before we get in touch with the county, but all the cities are working on that. And long-term planning continues. We will have a meeting sometime around the middle of April to go over the budget proposal. And that's all I have there.
Okay. Anyone have anything else for the work session? Don't get settled, girls.
First said that she was talking to us. Oh my God. Where are we going?
During the work session of the mayor and city council of Snowville, Georgia, Mayor Pro Tem Bender announced that certain matters should be discussed in the closed session of the meeting and asked council to advise the city with respect to closing the meeting. City Attorney.